y'all guys are proud of me. I'm learning how to actually share screens and stuff. I know the first couple of screens, this has been a headache. So I got to show this one. Now, this is according to Josina Anderson, and I think it has been confirmed by some other people. And of course, she says, I am told there has been recent interest expressed, at the very least, in speaking with Bill Belichick on an exploratory basis from two teams per league source. My understanding is Belichick has an upper level personnel still fond of him in Atlanta, New York, and Cleveland. While all struggling teams going through, what's that say, customary evaluations at this time of year. She also said she's told that is up to 7 more teams monitoring potential change at the head coach. Giants and Titans, 3 to 4 other teams considering change at the general manager, and the Dolphins have a GM vacancy. I'm going to say this. I definitely don't want Bill Belichick as my GM. We got to see that in New England. He's not a GM. He was the guy that was pretty much running the place. And Bill Belichick, over the last few years, he was missing on so many guys, and he missed on a lot of skill positions, especially at the wide receiver position. So, no, I don't want Bill Belichick as my GM. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Do you feel like Bill Belichick deserves another chance in the NFL? I'm gonna say this. Um, Before all of this happened with the said girlfriend and all this other stuff, I thought Bill Belichick would have been a perfect candidate for one of these jobs last year. The reason why I say that I don't think he should come back because his personal life just does not match up to being a NFL head coach. If you got your, girlfriend running around and, she's, you know, destroying everything she touched or whatever the case may be, ain't no NFL organization gonna put up with that. A lot of teams already feel like you passed your prime. Fair or not. Because I do feel like down in North Carolina, listen, he just coming into a situation down there. That's a brand new situation. North Carolina has never been known for football. Yeah, Julius Peppers. You had who else? You got Drake May now. Now you do got Drake May, but it's never been a hotbed for the NFL. Now, are you gonna get great NIL backing down there with Michael Jordan and some other donors or whatever? You probably will, but that's still going to take some time. That's not something that's going to change overnight. You know, like I said, as long as his personal affairs can kind of stay out of the way, I think the North Carolina job is still a pretty good job for him. Now, barring an NFL return, that would be interesting. But I wonder has Bill adapted to the newer culture at this point? Has he adapted to the new ways of how the game moves? Because I think me personally, the game has started passing him by. I'm gonna tell you the thing that probably really kicked him out of New England, outside of all the other stuff, is when he had Matt Patricia working with Mac Jones and being the offensive coordinator. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And he's an older gentleman, so he may be stuck in a lot of ways. Adaptation may not be a thing for him right now or anymore. Um, you knew the Cleveland Browns. If this is true, the Cleveland Browns will start poking their head around because they ain't won nothing or been close to winning nothing since Bill Belichick, who was the head coach in the early '90s when he pulled Bernie Kosar for Vinny Testaverde. So I mean, they're I don't know what the Bill Belichick thing. I think me personally, he needs to just stay in college. They lost a lot of games this year that was very close, and they just don't have the talent right now. They don't have the foot speed. They just don't have the athletes down there in North Carolina. Now, if you give it like one more year, 2 more years, we'll see what they are. But I think they could be pretty good. I think one thing you do know is if you send your student athlete down to North Carolina, that he is going to get them prepared for the NFL. He's going to be the guy that could get a lot of third or fourth round picks. These guys to be third or fourth round picks in the NFL draft and end up having pretty decent careers because he's going to focus on technique. He's going to do all the little small little detailed things, and I think he is going to be a hotbed for NFL scouts to pull players from them, pull players from his program because he's going to do all the little details. So I think the coaching and the direction is going to be good. But I don't know. Like I said, I know that this coaching class that's out here, the candidates for this year, there is no hot coordinators in this coaching search coming up this year. And I think people starting to catch on to because you're a great coordinator does not mean you're a great coach. Does not mean you're a leader of men. And I think that's starting to be seen too. So now everybody's starting to go back and look for the retread head coaches like the Mike McCarthy's or the Bill Belichick's or whoever these guys are out here because they know that they can run a 56-man roster and they know how to get these guys to the next level. You see what Sean Payton is doing in Denver. Everybody thought he's crazy when he got rid of Russell Wilson. Took that cap hit, brought Bo Nix in, moved a lot of people around, and Denver rolling. 3 years in, Denver is rolling. So, I think a lot of these guys right now, the retreads is going to be in style. And why wouldn't Bill Belichick name come up? I think me personally, if Raheem Morris gets the boot down in Atlanta, I think Atlanta needs to circle the wagon again. They need to circle back around and give Bill a call. So, um, we'll be on the lookout. But Bill Belichick's name is back up in the news as potentially being a head coach or a GM. Listen, now GM, I don't want him as no GM. He is no one's GM. That part you can let that be. But as a coach, as a tactician, I can understand why he's getting looks again. As long as the personal life stuff don't feed into it like it did, like it has in North Carolina. I don't know if any NFL team would let that happen. College, you have a lot more autonomy where you kind of do what you want to, but NFL ain't gonna go for that. So we'll see. We'll see.